So this one, Yoshiki-san has kindly allowed me to play a very small part in, so I'll be closer to him for this one. But I'll leave it to Yoshiki-san to take us to the next demo.
はい、もう一つですね、デモンストレーション、今度はスピーチ API のデモになりますけれども、こちらはなかなか機械学習にデモを委ねる形になるので、私も緊張します。やってみたいと思います。今、画面に出ているのは Gmail の画面になります。皆さんはこの Gmail の画面の中から必要な情報を探すときって何をされますかっていうと、おそらく多くの方が、この上のキーワードを入れるところに、例えばキーワードを入れて、from で、自分が送ったものですよ。こんな、ものを入れたり、宛先で、例えば、小林さんに送ったものですよ。こんなので、絞り込むと、膨大な量のデータの中からも、キーワードが分かっててある程度の条件が導き出せれば、探し出すことができますよね。これは、現行のテクノロジーですし、当然、Google は自信を持って提供する検索の品質ではあるんですけれども、これを機械学習を使って、もう少しスマートにやってみましょう。何を使うかというと、私が今この話をしている、日常的なこの会話の日本語、これを使って、検索をさせてみようというふうに思います。ではちょっと、一つ目やってみたいと思います。今週送った機械学習の PDF を表示して、はい、うまく、汲み取ってくれましたので、膨大な量のデータ、この Gmail の中から、今週送った、この機械がやってくれたのは今週っていうキーワードですとか、機械学習っていうキーワードですとか、PDF っていうファイルの形式だとか、こういったものを汲み取りながら自動的に考えてくれる。こんなことができるのが機械学習なのかなというふうに思います。もう一個やってみたいと思います。2日前にもらった Google Apps の最新情報を表示して、はい、これも、認識してくれましたので、いっぱいある添付ファイルの中から、Google Apps の最新情報に関連するところだけを、抽出して、送ってくれました。で、私は今、日本語で普通に会話をして、情報を見つけることをしたんですけれども、これ、言語の壁を越えられるのか、こんなこともちょっとトライしてみたいと思います。Please start something in English.
Show me the latest information on Google Apps I got 2 days ago.
はい、このような形で、同じことを、英語で、当然ネイティブのスピーカーに言っていただいたんですけども、こんな形で、検索結果、全く同じものが出てくるというので、機械は言語の壁を越えて、自分で考えながら、聞いた、会話の内容から必要な情報を見つけてくれる。こんなことが機械学習の世界だとできるのかなと思います。
Thank you, Yoshiki-san. So, I can usually reliably count to 3. It's important to understand the basics for what the next steps are. The first is to have a moment to think through where you store your business, what value you can drive from the data inside of your business, and what are the tools and technologies to help you achieve those goals. It's important to write your own prescription for what you think is possible, and Google is more than excited to talk to you, work with you, and help you achieve these goals. The first is something we call big data. It's managing your data as a singleton. My data is a lake of data rather than 15 separate systems with 3 different IT groups, with 3 different cost centers that I have to pull data from. Managing your data in a way that's a lot flatter than that is very, very helpful to achieve capabilities and outcomes from machine learning that weren't possible today with traditional business intelligence tools. We have a lot of tooling in Cloud Platform to help you achieve a great delivery of big data. The second one is today understand what machine learning is. For those of you that have a machine learning analyst on your team or machine learning scientist, we're more than happy to present them the Cloud ML tools that I mentioned briefly. The immediate opportunity for most of us in this room today is these fully trained models, the speech, the vision, other things soon. I've got to watch what I put off on my fingers because we're doing a lot of announcements soon. I'll get in trouble. And the last one is we're here to help. We have a partner channel locally here in Asia and in Tokyo specifically, in Japan specifically, to help you guys achieve success with both apps and Google Cloud Platform. And we hope you will help us understand how we can correctly bring together the cloud experience as well as the apps experience. So now you spend time storing and analyzing data. But what's next isn't so far away, and it's about driving understanding, and I think machine learning can help us all get there. Thank you very much.
Navigation. It was the combination of all of these technologies coming together that let the innovation that is self-driving cars become a reality. I wanted to mention another industry that's being transformed by maps and location, and that's ride sharing. Now, I'm not sure how well this is going to go over in Tokyo. So I'm not sure I'll test it, even though we got some great audience participation earlier today. I asked people recently how many people had used a ride-sharing service like Uber or Lyft in the last 6 months. And oh great, I've got some audience participation. Great. Put your hand up if you've used Uber or Lyft in the last 6 months. Great. Now, if I asked you that same question 3 years ago, 2013, I would guess that almost nobody here would have put up their hand. And it's an industry that's really grown by leaps and bounds in the last few years. And it's something that's completely powered by location. Location is fundamental to what ride sharing is. You need to understand where your passengers are, you need to understand where your drivers are, and you need to understand how long it's going to take for a trip. So this is a great example of how brand new industries are being created by our customers using maps and location to power new industries. When we started Google Maps 10 years ago, we knew that it would drive innovation, but even we've been amazed by some of the things that people have come up with. They've created intelligent things, like the Nest thermostat. It knows where it is, and so it knows the weather outside, not just today, but also for tomorrow. They've created imaginative things, like maps of places that only exist in stories. And they've created personal things, like this companion app, which helps keep students safe at universities, all built on top of maps. So we're going to keep on improving Google Maps. Every day, more than 10 million updates are made to help keep Google Maps being a reflection of the real world around us. We're also going to innovate in user experience. For example, bringing Google Maps to Android Wear so that you can get your updates at a glance. At the same time, we love working with you, our customers and partners, on innovating for your user experience in your applications. So I'd like to show you some examples of some great use cases. So Aflac, the Aflac insurance company, has a huge workforce here in Japan. Sales representatives who are going out to meet customers and potential customers all around Japan. Now, Aflac chose to use Google Apps to improve the productivity of this workforce. One way they did that is by giving them information on a map about their sales regions and individual customers. Another way was that instead of choosing the route that a sales representative would take by themselves, looking on a map, Google Maps can give optimized routes so that each sales representative can see more people more effectively with less travel. Also, if an opportunity comes up, like maybe there's a cancelled appointment, they can make the most of that and visit another potential customer who's nearby. And so through these tools, they've dramatically improved the productivity of their workforce. Another local example is Denny's. Now, Denny's put a Google map on their mobile website. Now, instead of being able to find a restaurant in 4 clicks, a customer can find it using just 1 click. And they get to see the result on a Google map. Now, people love looking at Google Maps, and they love looking at Google Maps in your apps too. A third example is Tripping. Now, Tripping is a vacation rental service. When you're planning your next vacation, you want to understand as much as you can about where it is that you're going. Not just the place that you're staying, but the neighborhood, the restaurants and the services and what's nearby. And so Tripping used the Google Places API to make sure that they had the most comprehensive, the most accurate and up-to-date information that they could give their customers. This is a core part of their user experience, and it's part of what has spurred Tripping's growth over the last years. So today, maps are a core part of our world, and this shouldn't be a surprise to us, because we live in the physical world. We're all here. We interact with what's around us. 6 out of 10 queries on Google have a location intent. And so maps has gone from being something which you would consult to help with navigation or direction to being a fundamental part of our daily lives. And in fact, I think it's not just one service that we use. Maps and location are part of many services that we use every single day, the kinds of services that you build. Maps and location are part of building the ultimate digital assistant. So what does the opportunity for enterprise look like? With the booming mobile ecosystem, the proliferation of connected devices, and advances in machine learning, such as you've just been hearing this morning, things are moving really fast. So let's take a look. You can think of the advancement of location through these 5 waves. So first, we have paper maps, something that we're all familiar with. They say 300 years here, but actually it has a much, much longer history than that. Now, a paper map, over the years, we got better and better at gathering more information about the world and putting it on those maps and making it more accessible to more people. Something that I think we should never take for granted. But it was still essentially a static representation of how the world used to be. Now, the next wave, wave 2, was about bringing those paper maps online, so into the digital world. So now you can see your maps on a computer, in your car navigation system, and eventually online and on your phone. But these were the same maps, the same static maps. Maybe if you combine them with GPS, for example, in a navigation system, you could automatically show a blue dot, show you exactly the map around where you are, but it's still not an up-to-date reflection of the world. It's still a snapshot of a world that doesn't exist anymore, something from months or years ago. And that's where wave 3 comes in, where we're talking about dynamic maps, moving from static to dynamic. Right? And this is to make the map a real-time reflection of the world that we're living in. This means incorporating information such as real-time traffic and whether a restaurant is open or shut. And as I mentioned before, it takes a huge number of updates to continually keep Google Maps up to date. So that's where we are right now. We're standing on the threshold of wave 4, which is intelligent location. Intelligent location is what happens when you have billions of connected devices. Each one of those knows where it is and what's around it. Not just its latitude and longitude, but semantically, where it is, what kind of place, and what's around it. Intelligent location brings opportunities for new services and opportunities to improve existing ones. Beyond wave 4, we have wave 5, which is predictive location. Now, we've heard a lot already about machine learning. When you take all of the data that you can take from everything I've talked about so far, real-time maps, location intelligence, connected devices, mobile phones, and put that together, you can answer new questions, even make powerful predictions about the real world. So I showed you some examples before about how customers are using maps. I showed restaurants, insurance customers, vacation rentals, and all of these were shown together with a map. But imagine a world where location can go beyond the map. That's where we're headed. You see, location is more than just a place on the map. Location is a force multiplier in a mobile, connected world. When you think about it, almost every service, including many of the services that you build for your enterprises or for customers, can be improved by adding location information. Think about that Nest thermostat. It can know where I am, and it can know how long it's going to take me to get home. Maybe my train's delayed, maybe my Uber is stuck in traffic. but it can heat up my house or cool down my house so it's the right temperature just as I walk through the door. Now that's a great use of location, but there was no map involved. So we're thinking beyond the map. There was a time when enterprise software really drove innovation. I think for many of us, we used email at work long before we used email at home. Then things kind of got flipped upside down, especially with the move to mobile devices. Innovation started with consumer apps and services instead. And this is when we were using Gmail on our phones and wishing that we could be using Gmail at work as well. I think that there's a real, the same thing is true, the same thing is true in maps. So when maps started, the innovation was in the consumer space first, and enterprise followed afterwards. And I do think that now there's an opportunity for us to be innovating in the consumer space and the enterprise space in parallel. The reason for that is location services is a platform on top of which all of us can build at the same time. So here are some examples of some key areas that I want you to think about. In transport and logistics, we can move from optimizing for a single car through to optimizing for a fleet. In retail, we've become accustomed to online marketing, where we can use sophisticated online analytics to target customers. Location information can help bring this to the real world and our real world customers. In social, we see richer and more useful personal sharing. In insurance, companies can move beyond demographics. They can start building personalized models and deliver user-based insurance. And lastly, in food delivery services, something which is a growing market worldwide, we see services that can deliver food more quickly than you can go and get it yourself. The opportunity for enterprise all starts by building off the core strengths of Google Maps, and that's our visualization tools. This is our maps and imagery, this is our directions and distance data, and it's our ability to find people, places, and things more quickly, more accurately across all platforms. This is the core of Google Maps, and it's only going to get better. Then we move into location services. As I was saying, location services is about taking location off the map. We have literally billions of connected devices coming online each year. All of those devices, all of the services that they enable, will be based on knowing where they are and what's around them. And so we're working with developers and organizations so that you can harness all of that power and better understand the world around you. These applications include such things as advanced geofencing, Internet of Things, and location sharing. The next area that I'd like to talk about, and where I see a large disruption coming from location services, is movement optimization. Think of this as the next evolution of navigation. Instead of thinking about one person and one car moving from A to B, we can think about optimizing a whole fleet. Like Aflac, we can think about optimizing an entire workforce. For deliveries, imagine if you could offer a 15-minute delivery window instead of a 4-hour delivery window. Imagine if your drivers could make more on-time deliveries every single day. So movement optimization helps you work with asset tracking, helps you manage real-time movement, and helps you leverage advanced routing algorithms. Now you might be thinking, this is great, but I'm not in the asset tracking business. I don't have a fleet of cars. But all of us work in the real world. We're all interacting with the real world, and that's true for our businesses too. You will have business processes that rely on your interactions with the real world, such as supply chain management, for example. This is one of these under-the-hood technologies that can quietly revolutionize your whole business. This brings me to location intelligence. Now, location intelligence is gaining a deeper understanding of our changing world. Through imagery, connected devices, mobile phones, and beacons, we can build an amazingly rich picture of the world around us. But with so much data, you'll also need powerful tools to help you understand it, and that's location intelligence. It becomes possible to ask new questions and to plan your business more effectively than ever before. For example, if you owned a store, you could ask questions about the pedestrian traffic moving in front of your store. How many people are there? Where did they come from? Where are they going next? Why are they here? How many people will be here next Thursday night? Or you could ask, how is this city changing so that I can know where to place my next store? So to deliver this, we used advanced machine learning and cloud computing to combine real-time and historical data to surface compelling insights. We combine everything from beacons to orbital satellites so that you can have a complete picture of the changing world. You see, the exciting thing is
devices, or in the case of BYOD, bring your own device. And what this container does is it separates personal data from work data. And so you can protect the company's data. And if the device ever goes missing, and as I said, the device will, you can remotely wipe the data. And you can decide to only remotely wipe the business data and preserve the personal data in case the employee has brought their device to work. So that's a little bit about Android. Let's talk a bit about Chrome. Now, to take a step back, when we launched, Chrome is today the most popular browser in the world. Just as Android is the most popular operating system, Chrome is the most popular browser in the world. But it wasn't too long ago when we launched the Chrome browser, and people asked the question, why does the world need another browser? Well, at the time, we at Google believed that the internet needed to be faster, it needed to be more secure, and it just needed to be simpler.
組織としてどうナレッジマネジメントをして新しいアイデアを出して、そしてそれを実行に移していけるのか、いろんなお話、そして、いろんなご提案、そしてお客様の声、今日聞いていただいたと思います。ただですね、やっぱりイノベーションっていうと、いや確かにいろんな技術、いろんなデバイスがあって素晴らしいんだけど、なかなかやっぱり実現するのが難しいんだなっていう話をいただくことがあります。と言いますのも、多分これは我々日本の誇るべき点でもあり特徴だと思うんですけれど、やはりこう優れた現場力っていうのがありますね。卓越したオペレーションで書きましたけれど、オペレーショナルエクセレンスともこう言いますけれど、やはりその我々現場でですね、品質納期もありますし、接客ですね、いろんなものに対して目配り、気配り、心配り、これがしっかり今できている、新しいイノベーションをやろうとするとそれが壊れてしまうんじゃないか、こんな心配、皆さんお持ちじゃないかと、私、実際にこうお話しする中で、感じ取りました。ただですね、私思いますのが、このスマートテクノロジーを使うことによってイノベーションと今我々が持っている強みですね、これが両立できるんではないかと考えています。先ほどちょうど、スマートテクノロジーの3つの要素っていうのをお話ししましたけれど、 スマートテクノロジー、AI がちょうど人間の脳を模倣している、脳神経の回路を模倣して、様々な経験をそれにさせることで、我々に近い、時には我々が思いもよらない、すごいことをやってのける。これをそのまま我々、個人と組織、あるいはチームに置き換えて考えてみたらどうでしょうか。ニューラルネットワーク、ニューロン、神経がありますけれど、これ、会社全体、組織を脳としたら、我々一人一人がさっき言った卓越したオペレーションを持っている素晴らしい脳神経だと言ってもいいと思います。で、この脳神経、今は素晴らしい仕事ができるように、チームが編成されて、我々のビジネスのプロセスもしっかり決まっている。これを崩さないまま、新しい発想をしていこうとすると、さっき申し上げた脳神経というのは神経がつながっています。この神経のつながりを、今のつながりを壊さずにどう新しい回路を作っていくか、ここが一つポイントになっていくと思います。我々ここにですね、先ほどのスマートテクノロジー自体を持ち込むということもありますけれど、我々自身が組織の壁や地域の壁や言語の壁、いろんな壁を越えてつながっていくようにする。こうすることでですね、今あるものを壊さずに新しいアイデアが生まれる神経の伝達回路、コミュニケーションの新しい道を作っていけるんではないかと思います。そしてですね、ナレッジ、ここも我々いろんなナレッジを持っているのをどのようにして共有できるのか。例えば、Google アップスっていうものでどうナレッジを共有していくのか。今回スプリングボードというですね、クラウドで、アプリケーションを超えて検索ができる、製品と、そしてそのビジョンについてお話ししました。これを使うことで、いかに個人が持っている技術を、これから組織全体で使える、みんなが使える宝の山にどう変えていくのか、こういうことが現実に考えられるようになってきています。ただこういう変化には、私自身もそうですけれど、いろんな不安が伴います。この不安もですね、やはり我々自身がこれはできるんだというですね、前向きな考えを持って、大きな考えもしながらも小さな一歩をいち早く踏み出すことが大事だと思います。我々もテクノロジーをご提供するだけではなくって、皆様と一緒に考えて、そしてパートナーさんも一緒になってですね、この変化をどう進めていくのか、どう起こしていくのか、そしていかに、会社全体でですね、それを行っていくのか、チェンジマネージメント、これについても皆さんと一緒に考えて、パートナーさんと一緒に行動していきたいと思っています。まだまだアトモスフィア東京、続いてまいります。次回お会いするときは、ぜひ皆様と、次の一歩、どのように歩んでいけるのか、お話しできたらと思っています。今日はどうもありがとうございました。